Windows. Edit.
Hey, what's going on everybody? It's Keith here again, and in this video we are going to look at how to change the way the number and date is spoken back to us by JAWS. And we'll be using JAWS 2020 screen reader, and again we'll be looking at a it's under text processing. It's going to be numeric date processing and number processing. So I have some notes open, and the first thing we're going to do is press your JAWS key and F2 at the same time.
Run JAWS Manager dialog.
Alright, this is going to open up our JAWS Manager. So in here you want to press S until you hear Settings Center. You may also down arrow as well.
S Script Manage S Settings Center 171.
Alright, so we're going to press Enter on this.
Edit. Word-JAWS Settings Center.
Okay, so now we're going to down arrow through this list of settings.
Web/HT forms.
And it's a tree view.
Text processing closed.
And we want to find text processing. We want to right arrow on this.
Text processing open.
We want to down arrow till we find number and date processing.
Level 1 general number and date processing.
Alright, so we want to right arrow on this.
Number and date processing open 4 items.
Okay, so the first thing, we're only going to look at two settings in here, and that's going to be again the numeric date processing and the number processing. And then the first thing will be numeric date processing. We're going to down arrow.
Level 2 numeric date processing, no translation, 1 of 4.
Alright, so the first option is no translation, which is the default. So we're going to press and before, I should have said this in the beginning, but as soon as you open this settings center, you want to press Control Shift D unless you already know that you want to only make changes to that specific window that you open this up in. So we're going to press Control Shift D as in Delta.
JAWS Settings Center default left parent all applications right parent.
Alright, we hear Settings Center default all applications. So that's what we want to be in.
Level 1 number. Level 2 numeric date processing, no translation.
Alright, so back to this numeric date processing. It's no translation right now. To cycle through these options, you can press spacebar. And another thing is you can also press tab one time.
Read only edit. Use this list to determine how to.
Okay, and you're going to get a full description of what this setting is and the options that are available. So we're going to shift tab back up to the actual setting.
Preview numeric date processing, no trans.
Okay, so no translation. Let's move back to our document.
Video notes .docs-word.
And I'm going to go to the top and
left margin numeric date process.
So you hear we're going to start with what we're already on.
No translation reads numbers individually, left parent default right parent.
Okay, and I've gave it like a little brief summary, so it's no translation. And then if I down arrow,
08/23/2020,
and what it's doing here is no translation means it's just going to read it out number for number. So 08/ and then 23/2020. And then again with
08-23-2020.
the dashes to separate the numbers, it's going to do it just like just reading out the numbers individually. And the next one
08/23,
and that's just a month and a day. So when you hear again, it does the same thing. So the next option in this setting,
JAWS Settings Center,
come over, we press spacebar,
space, some translation,
and we hear some translation. I'm going to press Alt A to apply these settings.
Alt S,
Not Alt S, Alt A.
Alt A.
Alright, so we're going to move back over, and if we listen to them again,
no translation reads numbers August 23rd 2020.
So now we hear August 23rd 2020 on that one.
08-23-2020.
Now
August
you hear
08-23-2020.
on this one there's no translation, so it's still reading out just the number values.
August 08-23-2020.
Okay, so now we're going to move
08/23.
and you still don't hear anything on this one as well.
008/2.
We're going to come back over to our setting.
JAWS Settings Center. Video
And
notes
let
dot-
me move down to my
Left
notes.
margin, 1 space. Left margin, some translation, colon reads the date format month/day/year month-day-year with the month being translated to a word value period.
Okay, so
August 23rd, 08-23-2020.
and now what I've said in these notes here is that this is 08-23-2020.
August 08 home 8-8-8-23-2-2-0.
Yeah, it's saying that it's supposed to be reading that month as August, but it's keeping it 08. So let's move on to the next one, because we do see that it changes that first order when we separate with the /. So we're going to move on to
08/blank extended translation colon reads the value month/day or month-day period. Left parent note colon fractions will be translated as
all right.
date
So
values if this option is selected period.
extended translation, if you select this option, it's going to read that short way of writing your month and day. It's going to read that out. But the problem as well is if you have a fraction like 1/3 in your math, and you have the setting for extended translation set, or that option set on numeric date processing, the problem is it will read that fraction as a date. So let's change it to this.
JAWS settings center dash the
And let me make sure that this is
level
selected
1,
like I
level 2,
want it to.
numeric date processing some translate. Video no top of August 0 left some trans August 08 dash.
Alright, and now
extend date values if
we're going to move
August 20th
to these
date
values,
JAWS setting
and we're going to change it to extended translation.
space extended trans
Press Alt-A to apply.
Video notes
Alt-Tab back over. Now we're going to read these dates again.
Left margin extended date values if this August 23rd 2020.
Okay, so this is the first one that read fine with some translation.
08-23-2020.
And this one's still reading that same way. It does not like the dashes, even though it's supposed to.
August 23rd.
Okay, and you hear this one right here where it's just the slash. It actually says August 23rd. So, I'm not sure what's going on with the dashes, but
08-23-2020.
this is the first time I'm actually testing it with the dashes. And it's supposed to read it aloud. I tell you what, if I find a fix for that, then I will add it to another video and make sure I note that. So to keep moving on,
number processing.
We move on to our next setting, which is number processing. So this is really going to be for times and just whole numbers. So if we come back over to our settings manager, we want to down arrow.
Number processing single.
And I'm going to make my numeric date processing back to the default.
Number processing.
And I'm going to Alt-A. And then I down arrowed to number processing. So
number processing single digits.
Single digits, that's what it's on right now, because I've changed it to that. But the default is
space. Controlled by
synthesizer. So this just your synthesizer that you're using, depending on the options that it's been built with, will determine if it wants to make the translation or not. So, and to move to the next setting, which is well, that did that wrong. Let's get back to
level 2. Number processing.
So if we press space,
single digits,
and we move to single digits, so I'm gonna come to my notes.
Left numbers period single numbers colon the numbers will be read as individual digits.
So here the numbers will be read as individual numbers. So just 1, 2, 3 will, so 123 will be 1, 2, 3, and I'll show you an example right here.
Left quote 1, 2, 3, right quote will be read as 1, 2, 3,
and then
1, 2, 3.
So 1, 2, 3,
1, 2, comma, 0, 0, 0.
And then 12,000 is read as 1, 2, comma, 0, 0, 0. So if I change this to the next setting,
space,
pairs, and we apply this, and we move to our pairs,
pairs colon reads left quote 1050, right quote as 1050.
And what this does is if you have an even amount of numbers, it's going to read them as 10 or 1050. So like 1050 or 1050 is going to be read as 1050. Now if you have an odd amount of numbers like 123, it will read it as 1 and then 23. So 123. And I'll show you an example right here.
Land 1050.
And you hear 1050, and that's 1050.
H2 123.
And then you hear 123.
10501.
And 10501.
Land 10501.
And see, that's a bigger number there. Let me put a comma.
010501. Home 105.
Put a comma here.
10, 501.
Okay, and it's just going to speak that all the way out. And that's going to be controlled under another setting that I will go over whenever I go over a math portion of how to use JAWS with math. But we'll check that out. But it actually read it as 10,000.
501.
50, so 10,501. So the next option.
Land. Whole colon will always read.
It's whole. So this one will always read the number as a whole number. There'll be no separation, no individualization. So let's
JAWS settings center dash default left parent all
come over here, press space, and
number processing full numbers.
It's called full numbers is the actual option. So we're going to press Alt-A.
Alt-A.
And we're going to move back over to
Video
our
notes.
and we're going to down arrow.
Left margin 1 space. Left margin 123.
Okay, so 123 is read as 123.
12,000.
And then you hear 12,000 or 12, comma 000 is read as a whole number of 12,000.
Land.
Okay, so, and this also goes for your time as well. So if you listen to the time right now.
8:28 p.m.
So 8:28 p.m. Now if I change my
left margin tasks with
process
space controlled by synthesizer
to let's do control by synthesizer
Alt-A.
first, and I'll let you hear it again.
8:28 p.m.
So 8:28 p.m. it's going to announce it individual. So let's single digit.
Space single digits. Alt-A.
And we're going to listen to the date or the time again.
8:29 p.m.
So 8:29 p.m. Now we're going to do the
space pairs 3
pairs, which is
Alt-A.
going to
8:29 p.m.
not be any different. So 8:29 p.m. Now we're going to do
space
full numbers.
Alt-A.
And then again you'll hear
8:29 p.m.
This time you hear the actual it read in one shot. So 8:29 p.m. So now that's going to
video notes left land.
Yep, that's going to bring us to an end. Now along with this video I will have a blog post which kind of goes over and it shows the steps written out for you, and then also the full descriptions that Freedom Scientific provides with the JAWS program itself. That is the little read-only section.
JAWS settings center dash
if we're in the settings center and you press tab from the option that you are on, that's
number processing full
number processing is selected. If we press tab,
read only edit, use this list to determine how numbers are read, period.
And see, it's going to give us a full description. You're just going to down arrow and up arrow to read it as you please. And then if you just, and all of your reading options will be usable here. So, and then you can shift tab just to get right back up. So now I will be going over more of these settings in future videos. And now if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have any comments or requests, even a question, just please feel free to email me or leave it in the comment below. If you're new here, please subscribe and hit that notification icon. That way so you can be alerted whenever I upload new videos. And if you're already a subscriber, I thank you very much, and I hope you all enjoy.
Task switching video no ops 20